everyone. I'm going to bring a different editing style to this video. Normally, I chop up my videos to contain almost everything that happens in my recordings, but this takes way too long to edit, and if I'm being honest, can be a bit monotonous. So, we're going to try something a little different this time around. Longtime subscribers, let me know if you prefer this style in the comments, and if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. In the previous videos, we left off browsing the gated community in Rosewood around day 30. Mainly looking for nails and weapons. The alarm that went off at the last house put a slight halt on that plan, but while we were waiting for the alarm to die down, I decided to eat a bit of food in the kitchen. It then came time to check the temperature outside. I had to see how many zombies scattered about because of the alarm. Unfortunately, there was too many in the streets, so I hopped the fence to exit at the top of the community. On the way back home, I checked a few of the nearby cars for loot, killing a few zombies on the way. While doing that, I realized I hadn't checked the storage room at the hotel. Plus, I want to check out this hotel a little bit more because I haven't even looked at like the storages or inside. Like, what's in here? Holy shit, a sledgehammer! Oh man, I'm so smart. I'm amazing. I know. Finding the sledgehammer meant we finally had a tool to break down the garage doors more successfully. After that huge find, it was finally time to escape back home. Once I got back, I unloaded my inventory, read some books, and called it a night. Waking up the next day at 3 a.m. like an utter psychopath. I started the day smoking my morning cigarette as I contemplated what to do for the day. After the essential dread wore off, I felt like it was a good day to waltz over to the Gigamart and steal the remainder of the food there, so I wouldn't have to worry about food for a few weeks. Once my inventory was filled, I did a quick drop off at home, grabbed my truck, and circled back to the Gigamart once I realized I needed more space. My vehicle dragged a few zombies towards the store, so I had to clear them before proceeding. But luckily, one of the zombies had an axe in its back, with axes being very hard to come by of late. I quickly siphoned gas from the nearby cars and returned to the mart, clearing everything as if there was a worldwide pandemic. With my truck filled to the brim, it was time for another drop-off. And with that, food shouldn't be an issue for a while now. The new plan was to walk over to the Rosewood residential areas to continue the search for nails, weapons, or the generator magazine. I ended up searching 4 houses with no real luck before stumbling across a survivor house. A survivor house. I don't know how I'm just now noticing that. How am I gonna approach this? Damn, don't trip. So they're being loud in here. Oh, window's broken. Breaking through one of the windows, I enter the house and kill the zombie right by the entrance. Stumbling over to the kitchen, I find an absolute treasure trove in one of the cabinets. Oh yes, oh my god, yes. Baseball bat. 2 machetes! Hunting knife, hand axe. Oh my god. Check this little cabinet. Another hand axe, and oh my god. Oh, thank the Lord, man. Now it was time to explore the rest of the survivor house. Oh my god. Oh, I'm heavy. Hold up. Let's put this down. Let's not be so heavy right now, because there's more zombies. Let's take care of this, and then we'll deal with everything else. There we go. Found one of them. Oh, they're banging on the outside. Oh my god. Yes. Put everything down real quick. I think I'm gonna spend the night here, and then I will take all this stuff tomorrow. Oh, nothing. Oh my god. A football helmet, leather gloves, civilian bulletproof vest. This is huge. Like huge. Put this stuff down, and then let's go take care of whoever's banging on whatever. Yo, can you stop being loud? I'm drowsy. All right, I'm exhausted. Let's get back inside, and then we're gonna carry all this loot home in the morning, because I am not going to let any of this slip away. So let's go ahead and go to sleep here. Waking up the next day at 6 a.m., I started off with a morning cigarette to calm the nerves before embarking on the long trek home. With space limited, I must cherry pick what's necessary to bring back immediately. Now with my inventory nearly maxed out, I must carefully traverse home without engaging with the infected. Avoiding the zombies in the neighborhood, I successfully make it to the main road. But there was an issue. There's no clear path past the dead. With my exertion already creeping upwards, I only had one option. Quickly drop everything and push forward. This nearly became an issue, but I was able to successfully handle the few. I picked up my loot and continued on my way. Luckily, because I cleared the road on the way over, there wasn't much more of a threat. After a crazy night out on the town, I was very happy to be home, with much more than I had the previous day. I spent some time unloading my inventory and sorting accordingly. Despite it only being 2 p.m., my drowsiness was completely maxed out. With that, I decided it was best to go to sleep. Waking up slightly before midnight, throwing off my sleep schedule slightly. Trying to take it easy so I don't become tired earlier in the day. I spent some time catching up on the Carpentry 3 book, so my carpentry skill can continue to gain when I continue building the walls. After clearing some of the Walking Dead in the backyard, it was time to head back into town to continue the hunt for nails. The nails were needed for the walls as I ran out a while ago and hadn't had much luck finding more. Continuing the method of checking one house at a time, I enjoyed some of my new toys. Mainly the machete, slicing and dicing the dead like the Fruit Ninja Pro I once was. Careful not to incite too much silliness, I continued to fight the hordes a little at a time, only taking on what I can handle. I ran into some trouble behind one of the houses, but was able to manage the chaos. Barely. Houses. More and more houses. No luck with said houses. The pain. The agony. At 4:40 p.m., I decided to go to bed because my tiredness was starting to get to me. Since I was only clearing houses, it didn't really matter if my sleep schedule was thrown off. So I found a small twin bed and called it a night. Surprise, surprise, another day waking up at 2 a.m. and smoking a cigarette. No one could tell me that I'm not the definition of peak performance since I couldn't eat with the welder's mask on. I took it off to shovel some canned spaghetti into my mouth. With my mask back on, it was time to venture back into the darkness outside. Knowing there was a horde lurking in the trees, I tried my best to drag them out so I wouldn't have to deal with them while entering the nearest house, which included this one zombie and I playing a little game of cat and mouse. Hey lady, where you going? Where are you going? I'm right here, silly goose. Approaching the garage, I hear a zombie inside. I think it's inside the garage. It is. I just can't see it. I open the window and whisper sweet nothings so it ventures outside to greet me. With that taken care of, I can safely enter the garage. There, I find a box of nails, thank goodness, and an empty gas can. Side note, you do not know how upset I was knowing that I skipped over this house and continued up the street. Just go inside that house, Christopher. There's something waiting inside. I happen to find more cigarettes in a car. Yay. Unfortunately, there was a lot of infected wandering this side of town, so I had to fight quite a bit. Searching through one of the garages, I find 2 boxes of nails, which brings our total to 3 boxes, which should be enough to complete our outer walls. Having what I came for, it was time to pack it up and head back home. I unload my inventory, kill a few of the dead, and get going on building the walls, starting off by using the planks I had already sawed down earlier. Once that ran out, I took the truck out to the trees and began chopping and sawing, filling the back of the truck with the necessary planks. Walls. More and more walls. Just kidding. But there was an extended amount of time spent building up the outer perimeter. On day 35, I finished what I had set out to build to ensure ongoing safety. I also made sure to build some rain collectors so I had a constant water supply coming in. Thank goodness I've been collecting trash bags like crazy. Now my focus shifted towards fixing the windows that had been broken way back when during the helicopter event. My plan was to rip out the boarded up windows, sledgehammer the walls, and rebuild walls where the broken windows laid. Plowing through the structure, I do just that, building frames and walls, further cementing this place as our home. Despite being very tired and exerted, because it was only 5 a.m., I decided to read Foraging 1 to pass the time a bit. Once it reached 9 p.m., it was finally time for bed. A start of the new day. I quickly chugged down some food as I prepared to re-enter the residential area. During the building of the base, I had used up all the nails I had found. Luckily, I had enough to build everything I wanted: the walls, rain collectors, and fixing the windows. But now I wanted to build some furniture or potentially steal some. Wielding my machete, I began slicing and dicing once more, feeling slightly more confident that I can do no wrong. Searching one of the houses, I find the Holy Grail, the only thing I truly care about in this world, the only thing that can truly ease the pain and make me feel once again. Do they have a bookshelf? A piano. So of course I had to steal it, which is never an easy process because it weighs an absolute ton. Luckily it didn't break and I was able to successfully yoink it, throwing it in the back of of my truck. After searching a few garages, we didn't really have any luck finding additional nails until I reached the last shed on the end of the street. I was able to find one box, thankfully. Having what I needed, it was time to head back home once more. Now, the tricky part. Ensuring I had enough inventory space to actually carry and place the piano. To accomplish this, I dumped my full inventory on the floor except for a hammer and the piano. Then placed the piano in the corner of my bedroom. Boom. I have a piano in my room. Now we can play when the Saints go marching in. It really is the little things. After having some fun, it was time to purify some water and fill our water dispensers. Then wrapping up and going to bed around 10 p.m. Waking up, I noticed Christopher had a gnarly beard. Of course, we can't be having that. We shaved back down to our light beard and began our day. Taking some of the excess planks we had, I decided to build some extra storages in our back room, building 2 bookshelves and some additional storage crates for miscellaneous items. Then another bookshelf upstairs for extra food. I then decided to separate out the weapons a bit, putting blunt melee weapons in one shelf and handguns in the other, leaving bladed melee weapons in the metal cabinet and rifles and shotguns in the metal shelf. Once I completed my dailies, it was time for our next big mission, entering Muldraugh. And for the very first time, I decided it was time to bring a gun with us, just in case. Since our aiming and reloading skills are low, the shotgun made the most sense. Having all that loaded up, it was time to head out. Now the goal was pretty simple. Muldraugh has a book and VHS store on its main road. Having low skills, I desperately wanted to stack up on VHS tapes and gain skills quicker. Typical of a long drive, I spent my time speaking into the void, with almost 90% of what I say not making it into this video. One thing I really need some help with, and I'll probably watch some videos on, is just metalworking in this game. Anything like mechanics wise, like electronical metalworking mechanics, I'm a little bit in the dark on. So if you have any tips or tricks on what they're most helpful for, please let me know down in the comments, because yeah, that's the area I'm not too good at in this game. Scared of my car inciting hordes of zombies, I begin the very long process of parking my car and cleaning the infected on foot, making my disdain for Muldraugh very clear. The gas station right here, right? I believe so. Oh, Muldraugh. Now, this is where I wish I handled this area differently. Inching a little at a time and clearing the zombies one by one is very tedious, time-consuming, and makes us very exhausted. It may have been a better idea to whip out the shotgun and begin shooting. Now, this could have been very, very risky knowing how densely packed Muldraugh is, but fighting the way I fought was a huge time suck, despite it being the safer option. I say that now, even though I end up going the shotgun route later in this video in Riverside, nearly falling to a massive horde of zombies. Anyways, I end up sleeping in the car to regain my stamina and energy, waking up at 7 a.m. and pulling our vehicle closer to the VHS store, continuing the mowing down of zombies leading up to the points of interest. Luckily, the VHS store was unlocked, but of course I was not free to continue inside. Once the dead was cleared, I entered the hit vids and began clearing the skills VHS tapes. Once secured, I threw the tapes into the truck and pushed deeper into Muldraugh. I decided the police station was the next objective before the bookstore. Leading up to it, I had this legendary kill sequence. Maybe. We got it. With the path clear, I demonstrate some rare critical thinking skills. Oh god, fuck that. Is it unlocked? It's not. Alright, so I run the risk of an alarm. So I'm going to fight and clear the zombies before I do that, because there's just too many hordes, and I don't want this to then become impossible because of the alarm, you know? Speaking of impossible, oh my god. Get back. Oh my god, that was too uncomfortable. Yeah, I need to be a little more careful. Holy shit. I like to live dangerously. My amazing combat skills aside, even though I cleared the hordes to enter the police station, my ADHD kicks in and I shift my focus towards the bookstore, deciding to take on all the zombies in the middle of the street, killing them one by one. Unfortunately, finding the bookstore, the front door was locked. I decided the best option was to break the front window. I then lured the zombies outside, killing them as they stumbled out the window. Thinking the coast was clear, I hopped into the shop. All right, let's get in here. Okay. Fuck. With that taken care of, it was time to find the generator magazine. Now let's scope it out. Actually, let's make sure it's empty first. It is empty. All right. No. Carpentry 5. Thank you. Okay, those are not the magazines I need. Wow. Piece of tape, sure. Money, sure. Please, come on. No magazines. Nothing. Wow. Wow. That just sucks. It sucks a lot. Just kidding. Of course, the magazine wasn't in here. That would be too easy. Killing some zombies to let out the frustration leads to more trouble than I wanted. Once that was cleared, I then decided to bring the truck around to the police station for ease of access. But first, a quick nap. A quick nap turns into a long sleep. After waking up, I pulled the truck around to the police department and survey the surroundings. Let's just keep an eye out because I know there is a group. Ooh. All right there. That fence is short, so they could just topple over. Do I fight them though? I really don't want them to become a problem inside the police station, so I think I'm gonna fight them. Okay, I got a few of them. Good. All right, let's drag more of them out. Cool. All right, they're coming. Let's go. Ooh, they all decided to come out and play. All right. All right, let's separate them. Let's stop crouching. Spread them out. Long blade is fire. Make sure they're not coming behind me. Yes, I remember you. There we go. I'll check the zombies over here. There's a zombie just right there. Hello, good sir. Okay. I will take your crowbar. Any more inside here? Yes, there are. I'm glad I cleared this group then, because I feel like they would have really been a problem. Oh god. Where are you? Oh, the fog is coming. A whole bunch of duffel bag zombies, huh? What were you all doing there? Formal clothes with duffel bags? Curious. With the infected cleared, it was time to enter the police station. I know the loot's in that room. Alright, let's disassemble it. Yeah, that group might have bomb rushed me the moment I started making any kind of noise in here. So I'm glad I took care of that. Okay, perfect. No one in here? Cool. Alright, I'll grab the 308 now. Why not? Let's see. Ooh, I might just grab most of this. And I might come back and steal these containers. These might be fire to have. Nice. Yeah, the Muldraugh police station's always been pretty good as far as loot. Looking good. I pick up my stolen goods and put it in the back of my truck. Unfortunately, the shelves were too heavy, so I was only able to bring one. But nevertheless, I was very excited to have a metal shelf to add to my base. Before heading back home, I do a quick drive by the Muldraugh Elementary School to check how many zombies were outside. But decided halfway through that it would be a death sentence if I drag all the zombies following my truck to a secluded location. While driving home, I think of the impossible. The thought of using a gun crosses my mind. I think one thing I'm gonna do is take the shotgun into the residential area and rank up my aiming and reloading, because Rosewood is relatively cleared and I need to get my aiming leveled up. So that way I can tackle on bigger projects and bigger challenges. If you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you know I'm not a huge fan of using guns in this game. There's just something about melee combat that's just way more engaging to me, and I'm that way in a lot of games. I played the Forest that way as well. Melee is just a lot more fun than using guns, in my opinion. Pulling up to the base, I park and unload some of my inventory, including setting up the new metal shelf. By 5 p.m., we were fairly tired, so it was a good idea to go to bed. But first, we had to play the piano a bit. Waking up at 2:50 a.m., I quickly eat some food, smoke a cigarette, and prepare for the shenanigans I had planned in downtown Rosewood. Ensuring I had enough shotgun shells. I think 234 will be enough. And equipping my shotgun on my back. I don't suspect there to be a lot of zombies, but there might be once I start shooting. And I'll probably wait till like 5 a.m. to start shooting, just because I don't want it to be crazy. You know, I want to be able to see. Pulling into the neighborhood, I begin killing a few stragglers with my machete, waiting for the clock to strike 5 a.m. All right, let's smoke a cigarette really quickly. So, leveling up shotgun skills, some nails, furniture, and most importantly, generator magazines. Okay. I'm gonna go down here. I believe there's still some down here, yes. All right. I think we take out our shotgun now, and I'm gonna start unloading. First shot fired. Let's see what that brings. This is where things might get a little hectic. Let's drag him out. Okay, they're starting to come from everywhere now. Oops. Oh, hello there. Sneaky bastard. Maybe I should go back closer to where I was. Let's not keep going to the same, you know. Me scooting back is going to drag more and more of them out. I should stay in the general area. Aiming, let's go. This is a little bit of waste of ammo, but I want to get my aiming skill up. The zombie wearing all white? +1 reloading. Let's keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Okay, I'm at 50 shells, more or less. I think after this, we should be fine. After gaining some much needed aiming and reloading skills, I pick off the remaining few with my machete, then move slightly down the street to pick up where we left off searching the houses. Doing so, we come across something we've been looking for this entire playthrough. I think I checked this house. I checked that house as well. This one, the window's open, so I checked the garage. Did I check the house? I don't believe I did. Let's check it out. All right. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Bookcase. Magazine. How to use generators. Let's fucking go. It was right here the whole time. That's crazy. Okay, that changes things. Let's go ahead and get the generators. I know the generators are in these houses. I forgot exactly which ones. I believe there might be one in one of these right here. So let's check. Oh yeah, there was one right here. Okay, take generator. Oh, we're heavy. Grabbing the first generator, I go down the street to find the second one, since I need one for my house and one for the gas station. Luckily, there was about 5 generators in this neighborhood, which was a lot. All right, let's check this one real quick, because I have a feeling that there's one in here. Yep, there was. My memory is great. Take generator. Wait, is there a garbage bag? No, there's not. Okay. Will the generator fit in there? No, it won't, but it could fit on my lap. Securing 3 generators, it was time to head back home and begin setting up. Once home, I placed the first generator at the gas station. Those who are new to the game, this will allow me to get gas continuously with the power out. All I need to do is turn it on, get gas, and turn it off. Use as needed. I then placed the second generator on the outside of my house, within my walls. Okay. Then let's sit down. And let's read our How to Use Generator magazine. Oh yeah, we now know how to use generators. I like to lay out the How to Use Generator magazine proudly, so we'll go ahead and place that on our table. It's just our permanent reading material. All right, let's go ahead and grab a jerry can and let's set these bad boys up. Connect generator. Okay, 100% condition. No fuel. Okay. Add fuel. All right, cool. 100%. Turn on. Oh my God, we have power again. Oh, it's so beautiful, isn't it? It's so beautiful. I love it. Let's go set up the gas station one. And this one will only ever turn on when we need it. I'm gonna move it back just a little bit. Generator drop right here. Yes, this is where I want it. Perfect. It's connected. Add fuel. Good stuff, good stuff. Turn on. Oh yeah, we are efficient now. Riding the high from the fumes emitted from the new power source, I begin assessing the bathrooms on my base to set up a water supply system. The goal is to place rain collectors on the ceiling of this building, connect them to the sink, and essentially farm water. Then we'll always have clean water without needing to purify it. But that's a mission for another day. In the meantime, I gather up some planks and begin building some additional storage, mainly in the room downstairs so I can store more magazines, maps, and VHS tapes. But now I'm gonna move the VHS tapes. Ooh, I can watch all these now. That's a great idea. I grab the skills VHS tapes and head upstairs to begin the skill gaining journey. Perfect. Level 6 carpentry. With my tiredness very high, I decided it was time to go to sleep. But before doing so, I turn off the generator and then head to bed. This will quickly become my new nighttime routine. Waking up at 3 a.m., I smoke my cigarette, eat some canned tomato, and turn on the generator to bring some light into this world. With that, because we gained Carpentry 6, I wanted to read the Carpentry 4 skill book so I can learn quicker. All right, we finished that. Carpentry 4 is now read, and we are on day 41. So 41 days have gone by. Starting the new day, my plan is to read the Cooking Volume 3 book and then to continue watching the VHS tapes. I know, riveting stuff. Oh, it does. It's carpentry. Come on, get there, get there, get there. Yes, level 7. All right, cool. That's all the VHS tapes. And now we might go to some VHS stores. In this moment, I contemplated just that. I knew that there was VHS stores in Muldraugh, Riverside, and March Ridge. With Muldraugh already rated and March Ridge being a hell no, I decided Riverside was the best bet. But on the way, I figured I could visit the Army supply stores in between Riverside and Rosewood. With that plan in motion, I grab a few supplies, fill up my truck with gas, and head towards the Army supply store. I know I've probably said this before in one of my other videos, and this probably won't be the last time I say it, but I'm never picking Sunday Driver again. I know I keep saying that, and I know I keep doing it. But yeah, I'm reminded every time why I don't pick Sunday Driver or why I shouldn't. And the getting stuck in the grass in Riverside was like, oh yeah, never again. But holy hell, do I have to still deal with it right now? And I'm losing my mind. Okay, I think I gotta go this way. Now this might be a quick turnaround. I might just drive down here and realize this is a nope, a huge nope, because there's always a lot of zombies over here. But yeah, I just want to see what's achievable. If it's bad, I'll turn around. All right, we're getting close. All right, let's see. Oh, my bats. Oh shit, there do be a lot of them. Let's wrap around. I think I did leave my truck on, kind of by design. Okay, there's a lot coming. Oh God. Okay. Let's wrap back around the front. All right, yeah, they are on my car. If someone could tell me in the comments, does long blunt just have more pushback? Like if I'm using a bat, is it increase the chance because it's a blunt weapon that it might knock them over? Because if that's the case, then I kind of low-key think blunt weapons are the best. Though I'm probably gonna have a lot of you screaming in the comments that I should just use guns. Okay. This wasn't that bad. It could have been much worse. Entering the store, I exude the excitement of a 6-year-old on a Christmas morning. Empty jumbo jerry can? A jumbo jerry can? It's green, so it might be like a military one. I love that. Oh my God. And I love these military cots. I'll probably steal one of these as well because I don't think they're too heavy. An M16 assault rifle. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever just found one so casually. Making my way to the ammo in the back, I was mainly only interested in 5.56 shotgun and 9mm ammo. I figured those were the guns I would use the most, and I could also just come back later if I need to. Once I grabbed the ammo I wanted, I couldn't forget the USA flag to decorate the base. All the looting made me very, very tired. I honestly might throw the bed in the back real quick and sleep, just because it's getting dark. It's getting late and I'm quite tired. Can I place this back here? Yes. I want to sleep here where it's a little bit safer. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, there we go. It's 4:20 in the morning. You're not going to catch me sleeping in that open area with the windows broken. Regaining my bearings, I switched my focus towards stealing some of the military crates. Since we were already completely maxed out on inventory space, it made sense to do a drop-off at home before heading to Riverside. All right, back home real quick. At the end of the day, we got all the shotgun, M9, and 5.56. We could always come back here if we desperately need things, but I don't think we desperately need anything from there. I think I'm just being a little bit crazy when it comes to like decor stuff, and I should probably not do that. Returning home, I dismantled the crates in the back storage room to replace them with the military crates. Firstly, I start off by placing the military lockers upstairs, one for extra canned food, the other in the bedroom for my clothing. This is so I won't always be wearing my battle clothing, or clothing I wear while I fight. Wrapping up by placing the military crates. As far as decor, I place the American flag above my kitchen counters. The American flag doesn't work up here. Oh, it does. That is unhinged. With everything sorted and taken care of, I decided to go to sleep to get an early start on the next day, with the mission still being the Riverside VHS store, loading up on supplies, and hitting the road by 6:50 a.m. I don't need to bore you with all the details, but we drive past the additional army supply store, deciding it was not a good idea to stop and engage, smartly pushing onwards towards Riverside. The long drive yielded nothing interesting or important. I passed by the white car that we abandoned a long time ago, decided it was probably not a good idea to stop by, arriving at the VHS store around 4:20 p.m. There might be a lot of zombies down here. Ooh, look at that little Jeep. Oof. Yeah, there's a lot of zombies. At first, I try to handle the infected with my baseball bat, but realized pretty quickly that it won't be a viable solution to the new problem arising. With that, it was time to get the party started. And so it begins. Oh God, they're all coming. Jesus Christ. The zombie had a party hat on. Whoops. All right, let's pay attention. God damn. I just gotta start aiming at the actual horde, you know? Not individuals. +1 aiming. Let's go. Oh God. Good, good. That's huge. +1 reloading. Fire. Okay, we are out of shotgun ammo. In my car real quick. And let's get the rest. Alright, is it just this crawler left? Oh, we got one more over there. Then we might be okay. Okay, I think we're good. That could have been a little bit better, but that's a good dosage of what things are gonna be like, you know? With that insanity finally over, it was time to get some much needed sleep, waking up at 8 a.m. Realizing that I was getting nauseous, likely from being surrounded by the rotting corpses, or potentially from me throwing down boxes of cereal and other unhealthy foods. I quickly cleaned up in the bathroom before looting the VHS store. Unfortunately, there weren't many new tapes in the store. I don't know if this is because there's not that many VHS tapes in general, or because I need to go to better locations to find different ones. But because I'm in the area, I quickly stopped by the liquor store and steal some additional alcohol before shifting my focus towards stealing the bar shelves. Once secured, I thought about visiting the school in Riverside since the trip has been a slight failure so far. Unfortunately, there was a decent amount of infected in the parking lot, and I really wanted to avoid another wild shootout without promise of good loot at the end. Before heading back home to Rosewood, I drove around town looking for anything of note, especially through the gated community. I was hoping to spot a survivor house or an opportunity to stop without an issue, but the streets were crowded and the houses looked fairly normal, so the risk wasn't worth it in my opinion, at least for now. The rest of the neighborhood in Riverside also looked fruitless, as well as the other side of the school. With that, it was time to go home. Here's a few snippets of my road trip thoughts for your enjoyment. I want to fully decorate my house. And I definitely want to see if I could set up a plumbing system. Now that I have level 7 carpentry, I think I could build stairs. I might do that. So I think I also need more nails. It would be nice to find a trailer. Might not be bad to have. I also should probably look at mechanics. Maybe I could fix up my car. I definitely know you can. I just forgot what's needed. I don't know if it's metal sheets or scrap parts, but I'll play around with that as well, because if I can get my 2 trucks fixed back up, that would be lovely, because I don't want this thing breaking down, and I don't like that my storage in the back is becoming lesser. There's a lot of zombies right here. Holy shit. What are y'all doing out here? As if I was speaking things into existence. While driving down the road, I stumble upon a trailer. I jumble around with the trailer until I successfully hitch it to my vehicle, then close my eyes for a quick sleep. All silliness aside, I continue the long drive home. Once happily back home, I begin unloading my inventory, which includes placing the new bar tops. I move the water bottles out of the way and place the first one, liking what I see. I move the fridge out of the way and place the second bar top in its place. With that, I make some more adjustments to make the place feel more like home. To pass some of the time, I watch the new VHS tapes we found to further gain some skills before heading to bed for the night. With the start of the new day, I decided it was finally time to work on the water system in the outside building, which includes dismantling the bathroom stalls and gathering planks to build stairs on the outside of the building. Once built, it was time to move some of the water collectors to the roof so I could connect them to the sinks. But unfortunately, I did not have a pipe wrench in my possession. I then spent an absurd amount of time combing through the city for a pipe wrench I knew I had found earlier, searching and searching for what seems like forever. Then I finally stumble across one. Pipe wrench, I did find one. I just dropped it up here. I remember. Okay, I did do that. On the way home, I end up stealing a display case from the pizzeria across the street so I can store my medical supplies, removing the bathtub and placing it in the bathroom. Then it was finally time to address the water situation. Plumb. Oh my god, it works. Okay, with that in working order, I place additional rain collectors on the ceiling to increase the water capacity, then continue clearing the room for future storages. With that, here's my thought process on the next project and the steps needed. I think I need more nails. Then what I'm gonna do is go into town and take apart electronics, because taking apart electronics will get my electronic skills up, and which I need and want, so I can steal some more furniture and we can look for some nails while we're at it, you know? I think that sounds like a good plan. So that's the plan. Go into the gated community, take apart electronics, and search for nails. Pulling up to the neighborhood, I remember the alarm had kind of disrupted this side of town. Clearing the dead one by one. Again, looking good, feeling confident, feeling strong, feeling unstoppable. With that in mind, I entered the first house, dismantling all electronics in sight. I also steal the TV stand since I did not have one at home. Picking up where I left off, I got back to killing the infected wandering the streets. When I got to the end of the street, I noticed a bigger group of dead forming. Being careful not to incite all of them, I accidentally do just that, having to fight all of them at once. Nope. I didn't know I could hit a tree. But shortly after, I have one of the biggest blunders of this life so far. I know you see me. Come on. Oh shit. Oh my god. That was bad. Oh my lord. That gave me a heart attack. I am unhappy. Getting too comfortable. Getting too comfortable. Dumbass. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. With the beyond scared straight moment behind us, it was time to lock back in and search the remaining houses, continuing to dismantle electronics. Am I getting close at all with electrical? No. Around 7 p.m., it was time to head back home with some of my new decor. Arriving back at home, I clean off and get ready for bed. Waking up around 7 a.m. on day 51. Once ready for the day, I place the TV stand so the living room looks a bit nicer. Getting quite excited playing The Sims 4. I mean, this is project decor. Regardless, I clearly have a lot of fun with decorating in this game. Making a base look really cool is by far one of my favorite things about this game. Taking some of the excess planks I've gathered, I upgraded my house's walls to level 3 so you could no longer see through them. Followed by watching some of the leftover skill tapes and reading Fishing Volume 2. Now it was time to head back to the gated community with a sledgehammer to search the garages. There, I find some nails, screws, and some furniture to make my base feel more like home. Wrapping up the night by placing it accordingly within my walls before heading to bed to get an early start on the next day. Now comes the difficult part for me. I've never worked on mechanics in this game, so I didn't really know what I was doing here. Nor have I even worked with metalworking before. So I started off by taking apart any piece of the vehicle that I could, which included all 4 tires, the muffler, and the car battery, taking the time to replace them. Then I find what I've been looking for: how to repair vehicles. Opening the hood of my police truck and then realizing I can repair it with metal sheets. Now that I had that information, I wanted to take my propane torch to the intersection below Muldraugh. There, I knew that there are a lot of salvaged cars. Now, I don't want to waste your time like I wasted my own during this section of the recording, but because I didn't know what I was doing, I stupidly only brought 1 propane torch and no additional propane. So I had to drive back home, locate a propane tank, and then head back all the way over to Muldraugh to finally start dismantling the cars. This, in case you didn't know, drops a ton of metal sheets, metal pipes, metal bars, and scrap metal. This, I believe, is also the best way to level up your metalworking skills, which is also needed to repair vehicles. Over the next few days, I essentially only do this: dismantle cars, refill my propane tank, and dismantle some more cars until my metalworking reaches level 3. Once completed, I went back home to try and fix my sleep schedule. Over the next few hours, I took the resources I had gathered and tried my best to repair my vehicles. First starting off with my trailer, then switching over to my fire truck. With all the metal sheets and car parts laying on the floor, I decided to get started on my extra storage room I've been wanting to make, starting by chopping down trees and sawing them down to planks. Once back in the room, I decided to build bar tops since they hold a decent amount of loot. At the start of the next day, I grabbed the car loot off the floor and separated the items into their own categories. One for metal sheets, metal pipes, metal bars, scrap metal, vehicle brakes, and miscellaneous items, as well as tires and batteries. During this whole process, I also replaced the battery and tires for the fire truck so it's in better condition. Now, here's where it got a little wild. I got really hyper-fixated on gaining fitness and strength XP and figured it would be fairly achievable by working out. So I am not kidding when I say this. I spent the next 10 days inside working out. This means I was waking up, eating, working out, taking painkillers, taking vitamins, reading, working out again, rinse and repeat non-stop. But then I realized the skill gain wasn't really worth it, and it was taking longer than I originally expected, deciding to stop around day 70. It was at this time that I decided to go back into the gated community to finish combing through the houses, driving over there around 4 a.m. on day 71. There, I realized there's a slight problem. Spending the last 10 days indoors caused the zombies to do something a bit silly. Either they migrated very, very aggressively up north. What? Or the dirtiest thing this game has to offer happened. A word I can't even bear uttering. Editor, throw the word on the screen. So yeah, I believe spending 10 days inside messed up the zombie spawning, or at least caused it to happen, or they migrated. Either or, not good. I spent a considerable amount of time clearing the infected with my axe, pondering if it was a new problem I would like to address or ignore. Choosing not to ignore it and actually make it a much bigger problem than it had to be. Deciding to take back the city that was once mine. Shooting and killing the dead up and down downtown Rosewood. Leading the horde of dead all the way back to my base. Even pulling out the M16 for a quick test run. I ended up wrapping around the auto repair shop to keep the zombies away from my house, ending the long killing spree by knocking off the remaining few with my axe. Once cleared, I ran back to my truck to re-gauge the landscape, deciding it was a good idea to pick up my truck and head back to the base, ending the night early around 3 p.m. The next day I went back to the gated community to continue clearing the dead, this time using my 9mm pistol. At this point in time, I figured it was a good excuse to rank up my aiming and reloading skills. On September 20th, I realized I was slightly low on canned food. Without wanting to go to the neighboring cities, I re-entered the main residential neighborhood to clear the kitchen cabinets for canned food, finding a decent amount combing through house by house. When I decided it was time to go back, I drove past the fire department to scope out the mess I made a long time ago. Ah, the good old days. I then spent some time unloading my inventory and ate some coffee to ensure I didn't end up going to sleep too early again. I in no way channel my real life experiences into this game. I promise. After that, I continued with the organizing and sorting for the remainder of the night. The following day, I built some more storages in my auto repair room as well as some extra bookcases in the main storage room. On September 24th, I decided it was a good idea to work on the beginning stages of a farm, which included building a small outdoor area and chopping down all the trees and bushes within it. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why is the seasoned Zomboid player like myself building a farm 70 days into a run, with the winter right around the corner? If I'm being completely honest, I had no other reason other than I wanted to ensure I knew how to plant and manage a farm, since I hadn't really done this in a run before. So despite it being an almost fruitless endeavor, I wanted to learn a bit more of the game's basic mechanics. Once completed, I spent the next few days working out until my fitness got to level 5. See, it wasn't that much of a waste of time. I say as I spent several real life hours getting that level 5 fitness. With that, it was time for the next big mission, entering West Point. Now, this one is even more complicated than entering Muldraugh. I wanted to enter West Point so I could raid the police station and get more food, but I have even less experience in West Point than I do any other city. I've even spent more time in Louisville than I did West Point, which is fairly odd, I know, but I figured now was a good time to learn the terrain a bit. Arriving on the outskirts of West Point, I decided I wanted to slow play the entry, since I didn't want to drive into town and immediately get flanked from every angle. So once I arrived at the gas station, I took out my M9 and killed every zombie nearby and all that followed my vehicle. My goal was to establish a safe zone or safe spot to come back to in case I got into a pinch. While killing this horde strictly with my M9 was tedious, it was fairly easy to accomplish. I then entered the gas station to gather some snacks and extra water and ended up finding the best magazine in the game. I cleared a few more of the dead before hopping in my truck to sleep for the night. Once a new day began, I continued picking off the zombies one by one, diving in head first, more confident than ever. The goal was pretty simple. Once I killed the surrounding zombies, I would move up my truck a bit up the road until I came across more infected. Rinse and repeat. Once I arrived close to the storage facility, I figured this would be a good location to check out. Doing so, I ran into a bit more trouble than I wanted, including this very close call. Oh my god, that was way too close. I then took the time to clear the storage area, looking for whatever could be useful to take back home to Rosewood. I feel like I am noticing a big difference in my fitness. Kind of happy that I grinded that one. Still do think it shouldn't take as long, but maybe it's made easier if I have some weights, some dumbbells. How to use generators, of course. There's one in here. Dumbbell, that's freaking fire. A mannequin. That's creepy. Ugh, mannequins weigh a lot. They'd be cool to bring and, like, take to my base, but, you know, I'm not trying to bring too much stuff back. At least not yet. All right, we're looking good. Guess I could always come back here later, but I'm not tripping too hard. My main goal is to go to the police department. Seems pretty chill over here. Okay, both of these streets lead into town. I think I'm gonna go left. Nope, axe broke. There we go. All is well. You're fine. Holy shit. You were really quiet. Oh my god. All right. Let's get to killing. Ooh, look at that. All right, now I'm starting to get tired. Nice. Oh, god. I'm not locked in right now. I need to lock in. Officially locked in. I pick off the extremely large horde above us before heading back to the truck to shut our eyes a bit. Once awake, I return to the parking lot and continue clearing the infected. Then moving my truck further up the road to the nearest intersection. Here, for better or worse, my truck will stay for a bit, as this is the beginning of some of my troubles in West Point. I started off making my way up the road on foot, killing the stragglers in the way. Headed towards the large parking lot lot up north. I really wanted to clear this location because within this parking lot, there is a food market and a large bookstore. Above the food market, there's also 2 apartments that, if secured, could make for a safe location to set up a temporary base. So my plan was to push my way into those apartments, gather resources, reassess, and then push towards the police station. But as I mentioned earlier, this is where some of my troubles began. Being a little too confident and carefree, I entered the main street to kill a zombie that was banging on the market window. It was in this moment I knew I f***ed up. I ran around the corner and waited for the crowd to wrap around the bend. And did that. They did. Once that mistake was taken care of, I crawled back to the front of the market to clear the remaining infected and break my way into the store, make my way towards the back to get to the upstairs apartments. Here, I ran into a handful of zombies in a very tight space, all while hearing the dead bang on the windows outside. I also cleared the zombies in the neighboring supply store before moving upstairs, hearing a bunch of banging in the neighboring rooms. Thankfully, I handled this area with care, closing the doors behind me and clearing accordingly. Marking both apartments as temporary safe houses. I quickly eat some food found in the cabinets, dismantled the TV in the living room, before moving the bodies out of my new home. After that, since the day was still young, I shifted my focus back outside, clearing some of the dead in the parking lot before this happens. Oh man, maybe my biggest blunder yet? I got really lucky that this only resulted in a measly scratch and nothing more. This moment made me realize I needed to get my truck and truly lock down my safety going forward. Unfortunately, this did not come with the patience needed to achieve that, as I began moving my truck and immediately noticed the infected moving in lockstep with me, putting me in danger since I was already exerted and drowsy. Luckily, I acted quickly and bailed from my vehicle and began the painful process of picking off the dead while tired. Unfortunately, while trying to catch my breath, the zombies didn't let up, navigating directly towards me, which led to an even more prolonged and drawn out sequence of fighting. To my dismay, happened over and over and over again, as I could not successfully get back to my truck without being spotted. With level 3 tiredness, I decided it was a good idea to scurry back to the apartment to regain my strength. I had enough of living life on the edge for the day. Unfortunately, because the dead were banging on anything and everything, I was unable to get a successful night's rest. So while I had the energy and there was a bit of daylight left, it was time to continue clearing, starting off in the parking lot once more. And once again, biting off more than I could chew. But I was able to come through. With that taken care of, it was now time to gather our vehicle, which I was able to do without much of an issue, except for this one zombie who almost blindsided me, which can't keep happening. Lock the f*** in. I then decided to clear the hardware store nearby, finding several boxes of nails, screws, as well as a machete, a huge find. I then retreated back upstairs, ate some food, and slept for the remainder of the night. The next morning, moving through the darkness like an assassin, I ended up stealing the flags hanging on the walls, as well as a few books I needed, then unloading into my truck. With that, today was the day I entered the West Point police station, starting off by picking off a few at a time, the old tired and drew. I did this until I was pressed up against the side of the building, killing my way through the potential danger, eventually making my way inside. There, I heard a lot of banging on a door. Now, I've learned from my past lessons, so this time, I waited until the door broke before getting closer. Once inside the locker room, I realized this also was unsafe. I took care of the issue before looting said locker room. Here is where I was very confused in the moment, and still am confused upon watching the recording back. Watch the room as I enter the locker room. Now, here's the room after I leave the room not even 15 seconds later. Realizing this was some cruel act of the respawn gods, I quickly retreat outside and clear them from the safety of the outdoors. Then, making a beeline for the gun room, breaking down the doors in my way. Before I could peek and assess my findings, I hear the dead wrestling outside again, and wouldn't you know, magically, there are infected all over the street. I take the time, once again, to take them out so I could re-enter the police station. Very confused on what was unfolding in front of me. I quickly run back inside, grab the guns and ammo, and get the hell out of there. Finding a decent amount of 9mm and shotgun ammo, and scurrying back to my safe house. But here too seems to be a disturbance in the Zomboid forces, as there were a ton of infected in this area as well. What the hell's been going on over here? Jesus. This game, I swear. Once I took care of the lingering zombies, I began unloading my inventory before realizing that too was unsafe. I quickly killed the infected in my way and run upstairs to catch my breath. While sitting on the ground, I heard a window downstairs break, so I rushed to the bedroom to get some sleep and regain my stamina. This is when I realized that Zomboid has a Minecraft function where you can't sleep if enemies are near. This is something I did not know. I ended up running downstairs to clear any dead I can find, running into some more issues. What the hell? With things becoming more and more unstable, I decided now was a good time to loot up the food market and get the hell out of West Point. So I quickly grab all the canned foods I can grab, unload my inventory, and immediately jet off before nightfall, accepting that sleep would be an issue on the long drive home. Now, for those who have never made this trek, it's quite a long one, and there's moments in this drive that are a bit difficult to navigate around, such as this section of salvaged cars in the middle of the road. I took this path on the way in, but it was far worse on the way back in. Jesus Christ. But once I pushed through it, it was smooth sailing the rest of the way. Arriving home around 11 p.m., flipping on the generator and going to sleep immediately. Waking up the next day around 9 a.m. and starting my day off by washing myself outside. Then, I shifted my focus towards unloading my West Point findings, which included dismantling all the digital watches I had found, resulting in reaching level 1 in electrical. My dream of reaching level 3 so I could eventually steal washing machines growing ever closer. I spent a decent amount of time sorting everything and even placing my new flags by the entrance. And of course, I can't forget having my Hottie Z magazine out for all to see. Once that was taken care of, I remembered that I hadn't watered my plants. So I made sure I did that before jumping back into sorting everything, eventually wrapping up and going to bed around 8 p.m. Oh my god, I look crazy. Alright, let's fix that, Jesus. With all that taken care of, I wanted to attempt working out with dumbbells to see if they made a significant difference. Spending the next week doing just that. Working out, tending to my crops, organizing, and plotting my next move. For when October 14th, day 97 rolled around, I decided I wanted to do two things. Stock up my car completed with items for long survival. This included canned foods, tools, campfire materials, a tent kit, gas, and water. With these items, I wanted to set up a temporary campsite near a river. The long-term goal is to have this secluded spot outdoors I can try and live during the winter. This is partially because I wanted to attempt a bit of outdoor living in this game, which means campfires, building from scratch, and surviving on fishing and foraging. With my truck fully loaded, I began the long drive towards Riverside, where I wanted this campsite to reside. Arriving, I realized that there was a lot of dead wandering this area and following my vehicle. I almost died. Once the zombies were cleared, I don't know why I keep putting myself in these situations, I finally arrived where I wanted to set up a small camp, parking my truck and placing my campfire, tent, and beginner supplies. Then grabbing my fishing pole and fishing with the worms I had gathered from farming. Catching a small trout, slicing it up into 2 fillets, and cooking it amongst the flames. Life in this moment was good, and there was nothing that could make it any better. Until it came time for the next big mission, entering Louisville. I quickly pack up my supplies, then hit the road once more. Here are a few more rants and shenanigans for your road trip pleasure. All right, now that my campsite is established, I think it's time we go to Louisville, because I might want to set up a long-term base out there. That might be a death sentence, but I want to see what I can handle. All right, we're back on the road. Very, very far from Louisville. All right, well, the journey begins. I basically want to just get in there, wreak havoc, and see if I could find some type of grounding there. And we are officially on day 99. So it might actually land on day 100 by the time we get there. I don't think I've ever been in the game this far ahead in time. Like, I know during the CDDA run, it was in the future, but I feel like that doesn't count. It's definitely the longest I've been in the game on my own volition or my own doing without adjusting the settings. It's honestly really pretty with the trees. And now that it's like nearing winter, I don't know, it just looks really nice. Really gloomy. Hello, guys. Ignore me. I am really happy I repaired my truck before leaving. That could have been bad because I know I'm gonna run into a lot of zombies on the way into Louisville. That's gonna be a pain. I mean, we have food and water, so I think the only thing we're stopping for is if there's a chance to get ammo somewhere. So if I see police vehicles or something like that, that might be worth stopping for. Is that a katana? That's a freaking katana. Oh, do I stop for it? I'm gonna try. I have to try to get that. Mistake, maybe? I don't need it. I just want it. Hopefully you're in good condition. Do I just grab it and go? Maybe I can finagle that because I am exhausted. Let's see. Give me it. I freaking got it. Ugh, it's in okay condition. Boo! Speaking of boo, they're on my truck. Excuse me. Alright. I mean, we can't see a katana and just move on from that, you know? We have to play with that. Now, I am not gonna be overtly stupid in Louisville. I'm gonna try my best to survive. The goal would be to find a safe location there, just because, you know, Riverside, Rosewood are getting a little bit barren. Louisville has a lot, so I think the next space might be at there's a fire department I really like somewhere over here, I believe, somewhere over here. So we might try to swing by there and do like an initial drop off and then hit up a few army supply stores. I think might be the play. I know there's a lot of army supply stores, a lot of pawn shops, police stations, and then the mall. So I'll probably take those as they come, like as I see them. Oh my God, I don't have a sledgehammer. I'm so stupid. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, if we see one, we have to grab that. Continuing the long drive to Louisville. Nothing of note happened until I reached the first checkpoint. All right, cool. We made it over here, at least. It's where we want to be. Get me out of here. All right, we fight. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I might have to shoot almost immediately. Just something I don't want to do. All right, it is shooting time. Let's get closer to the barricades because I'm not trying to drag more my way. Ah, that was very scary. Leave me alone. This is trouble. We just gotta start picking them off. Yeah, let's get out here. This is way better. The good news is I think we made it to day 100. I think. Yep. Love that. Love that for me. I do like it out here. It's safer out here. Okay. I am chill. All is good. So dark, I hate it. We might be okay. There we go. Clearing the remaining zombies around my truck, I moved my truck forward, moved the barricades, and slept for the night. Pushing forward, I continue past the next gate, making quick work of the few lingering zombies, stopping at the next major checkpoint. It might be worth fighting over here. Just maybe. Yeah. Not gonna be easy. But there might be a lot of ammo over here. Let's do the thing. Probably should have grabbed my pistol too, since we're a little low on shotgun ammo. There's gonna be a lot of them. Maybe. It's not a lot. I am really hoping that there's a lot of shotgun shells in these tents. That guy had a freaking party hat on. I want it. I think I'm becoming a little overzealous. Alright, we're out. Okay, dude. Leave me alone. Let me grab my axe. Yeah, we got it. Cool, we did it. We should be safe. Kinda. I saw a, party hat. Oh, yeah. Screw the freaking military helmet. I mean, I'll bring it. There's a party hat near the checkpoint. That is so, so depressing. Okay, I wanted to grab this freaking hand axe. Leave me alone for a second, guys. We also have the best colored party hats. The freaking red and black one. Okay. Officially inside the gates of Louisville, I spent some time regaining my footing, sorting my inventory, and resting my exhaustion. Now, for time-saving purposes, I won't be covering every waking moment of me combing through the military tents and camps. Just know I searched almost every box, shelf, and crate for ammo, magazines, and useful guns. Storage did become a slight issue, so I was unable to bring every gun back, but I did manage to keep all 5.56, 9mm, and shotgun ammo. Also, somehow during this moment, I lost my 9mm pistol. Don't know where it went, can't figure it out. Well, I think that's it. We got a lot of ammo, mainly a ton of 5.56 if we ever run into the M16 again, or if we get back home and grab ours. If not, we got a lot more shotgun shells. 13 M16 magazines is wild. But with that, it was time to push forward. Now that we are inside the streets of Louisville, the first thing I wanted to do was establish a safe house. Now, that's easier said than done in this town, but the location I had in mind was the small fire station on the far side of town. So without wasting any time, I drive straight there. All right, we're in Louisville. This is fun. I'm loving this. All right, I say we get to the fire department if I can and do a drop off. Only stop if I see a trailer. Ah, that is horrible. You guys are extra freaky. Another thing I've realized is, I forgot what the trait is called, but the one that makes it where you gain XP faster is kind of a necessity. I don't think I'm gonna ever play without picking that one either. That's just gonna be my first choice from here on out, along with a smoker, because the grind is real. All right, I think this is the street. Yeah, the gas station. There's gonna be some shops right here, including a pawn shop or a hunting store. There it is. The fire department will be creeping up on the left, and we might have to fight for our lives. EP tools. I love that. All right, here it is. We're gonna fight as much as we can. Try to not use a gun. Ah. There we go. Oh Lord, I really don't want to shoot. I probably should have grabbed a generator. Oh, I didn't have space anyways. Then I'll do a drop off. Maybe I'll go back. Look at that dude hiding behind my truck. Excuse me, sir. I cannot freaking help you. I've wanted this to be my base forever. Mainly because it has a lot of storage downstairs. This is a fire department. It has an apartment on top. And then it has a fence in the backyard. And I just always pictured this as a good spot. Hell yeah, it's unlocked. It has that room. It has this room. So you could totally build a farm back here. Look at this. All right, what do we have in here? A sledgehammer would go so hard. All right, we have a pipe wrench. Ooh, axes already. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Lockers. Oh, yeah. Look at this freaking apartment. Then the bedroom. Ooh, little bunk beds, little beds. Cool, this is cute. I like it. With the safe house secured, I unload my truck to free up some inventory space, mainly bringing the food, water, 5.56 ammo, the M16 magazines, sorting them accordingly. While doing so, a small group of dead formed outside my front door, so I take the time to clear them, including the wanderers in the street. Then ending the night with plans to raid more army supply stores, hunting stores, and police stations in the morning. Now, this is where I can maybe be criticized a bit, but my new goal was to simply stockpile weaponry. This is so I can tackle some of the main food spots and essentially rebuild in Louisville, with the hopes I could build a small stronghold here. Then go back to Rosewood to bring more supplies to Louisville, to eventually live here long term. But in order to handle Louisville, I needed more ammo and guns. Starting off with the hunting store I passed on the way in. But I forgot one major detail. I didn't bring my sledgehammer with me from my Rosewood base, nor did I bring the ones I saw in West Point. This means I was unable to enter the hunting store or any shop that had security rails. So my looting options were a bit more slim for the time being. Since I don't know Louisville super well, the only places I knew of were the big police stations and pawn shop on the other side of town, aside from the mall. But that wasn't a good idea at this time. So I set my sights for the other side of Louisville, figuring I would stumble upon the police station and pawn shop. On the way there, I run into a little treat. Okay, of course I found a survivor house. Like a greedy little boy on Christmas, I couldn't pass up on the opportunity for potential free loot. After dismantling the infected street wanderers, I unbarricade the kitchen window and hop in, combing through the house room by room, finding some decent melee weapons and ammo, but overall a fairly disappointing haul. With that, I keep driving towards the Louisville police station, and so you can live in the same feelings I had to endure. I'm just gonna let this play out. Oh. Oh yeah, I found the police department. Okay, dog, my shotgun wasn't loaded. Ah! This is a lot. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh my. Yeah, I forgot that they can multiply after a certain amount of time, right? Oh no, I fell. And now I'm limping. Oh no. I'm in trouble. Nope. Yep. I fucking died. I survived 3 months, 12 days, and I killed 2,760 zombies. Hello. Hello everyone. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and leave a comment down below. It really does help the video performance and growth on YouTube. I also appreciate if you are a longtime viewer and you stuck through this new editing style. This is a style I am going to dabble with some more, so if you do like it or if there's things you want me to work on, please let me know down in the comments. That is obviously helpful insight as I make this change. And with this change, I am also going to dabble with different kinds of games. So if there's any types of games you would like me to play utilizing this editing style, I would love to hear from you. I really want to try playing story games or games with a story so that way I could break them down in the gameplay. I'm really eager to get started on this style of videos and this style of content. So again, any feedback or suggestions would be greatly appreciated. In the video description, there will be information to join my Discord server. A lot of fun in there. We play a lot of video games and just chat in VCs. So if you want to come hang out, definitely join that. There's also some information to become a channel member. I did set the prices as low as they could possibly go. So if you are interested in that, it's down there in the description as well. Otherwise, I do want to say thank you again for watching and sticking around. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.